60 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Jazzie after dark.
I'm so silly, y'all, right? I'm over here actually singing the song. That's one of my all-time favorite songs, Mercy, Mercy. And did you hear Doug play the saxophone? Wow. Maybe he could teach me that by the April the 28th is my birthday. So maybe he can teach me to play that song by April the 28th. Hey, everybody, I'm Jazzie K Ward, and welcome to another edition of Artist Talk. I'm so excited. I see people coming in the room. Our special guest tonight, international recording artist Doug Jones, saxophonist. He's a motivator. He has that it factor, and I'm so excited to have this up close and personal conversation with him tonight. So, are you guys ready to kick off Artist Talk? Well, let's go ahead and kick it off the show right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K Ward.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I don't know about you guys, but I had an amazing weekend. It was a beautiful weekend here in Alabama. I hope it was beautiful where you are. So make sure in the comments section you put where you're watching the show from. While you're doing that, I know you have another device because I have like 3 laptops here, a tablet, another phone. Go to K Ward Radio, my YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe right over there. No, right here. There's a little bell. Hit it twice so you can get the notifications about the show, okay? kwardradio.com is my website. Subscribe to the website, and if you don't, as we say on the show, shame on you. Shame on you. Also, if you don't know my special guest tonight, Doug Jones. So you're going to get to know him a little bit better. I see my friend Terry Remsen. I see Will Prince. I see Colleen. I see Dr. Graham. There are so many people coming in the room. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with all of the comments. So we're streaming live everywhere on kwardradio.com. We're on Soul TV. We're also on the Roku network, the Roku channel. Make sure you download the app. Check out Soul TV. They have some amazing, great conversations. Hey, my friend Bobby, who's watching from Las Vegas. People are like from all over the world. So if you have questions and comments for our guest tonight, make sure you post those there. You can also go over to DougJonesJazz.com is his website. That will also be listed here tonight. But let me just share a little information before I go into that. Don't forget to put in the comment section, hashtag shame on you. Hashtag shame on you. So hopefully maybe you can win a special gift tonight. I also see Marianne, a guest from Connecticut. Happy Monday to you, Marianne. Thank you so much for stopping by. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest tonight, Doug Jones. Now, he's a Connecticut native. He expresses his passion for music through his compositions and his performances. His career spans many years performing in different venues in the Northeast, also from the Hartford Jazz Festival to clubs in Newport, Manhattan, and Boston, as well as South America. He shared the stage with Marion Meadows, a friend of mine. I love Marion. Tower of Power, and also a friend, Bob Baldwin. Amazing. So you see why Doug Jones has that it factor. So I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's welcome our special guest tonight, recording artist, Mr. Doug Jones.
All right.
Hey, Doug. I'm going to have to get some in the studio. I'm going to have to get some hand claps or something. So when you come in, when people come in the room, we can get some hand claps, right?
You need one of those machines, you hit it, you hear the audience roaring and clapping, you know. One of those machines is great. I have one of those wherever I go. I just have in my backpack, you know. Just
right. That's right. Just when you walk in the room, all the Oh, wow. So, hey, guys, again, don't forget, hashtag shame on you in the comment section. But Mr. Doug Jones, how are you, sir?
I'm awesome. How are you today?
I'm doing much better now since I'm talking with you. I have been a huge fan of your music for quite some time. And as you will hear me say on the show, shame on me for just having you on Artist Talk. Shame on me, right? Yeah, shame on me for having Doug on the show. But we're so excited. We want to talk about your new music, everything else going on. But before we get into that, just, how have you been doing, your family and everybody, pre the pandemic too?
Oh, everybody's, knock on wood, everybody's good. Everyone's healthy. My wife and I, between us, we have 5 kids.
Wow.
So they're all over. We've got like the Brady Bunch, I had 2, she had 3. We came together. It was a Brady Bunch. And they all get along great. They're like brothers and sisters, but one's in Texas, one's in Florida, one's nearby, one's in DC, one's in South Korea. So everyone did okay. The crazy thing was I got my first COVID shot back a year ago, and 4 days later I came down with COVID. And of course I gave it to my wife, which she still hasn't forgiven me. But luckily we were, maybe 9-10 days. She was a little bit sicker, but we recovered, got back to normal. So it's all good. No complaints. We did okay. So
great.
Yeah. And I hope you guys are doing okay too. I hope you and your family are doing okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me. Yeah. Everybody's good. Thank God. No one I had a few family members that did catch COVID. Thank God nobody in my immediate family passed away, but I did have some friends and some other people I knew, unfortunately, who passed away from COVID. So, as always, when I talk on the show, I found it to be such a blessing and a curse because I never thought, Doug, in my lifetime that I would even live through something like that. Did you ever think about that?
It doesn't seem real.
No.
And even now, I know my daughter's in South Korea, and the numbers are going way up. And she just got COVID about 2-3 weeks ago, but she had her shot. So luckily, she was sick for about 4 or 5 days and better. But they're going through the roof there, And we keep waiting to go over and visit, but there's quarantines and all kinds of things. So we keep hoping maybe this summer to get to South Korea to see her. It's been a long time.
Yeah. So again, we just want everyone to stay safe. And I just always tell people, I mean, you don't really hear that much about the pandemic in the news that much anymore. It's still here, people. So I say still be safe, still social distance as much as you possibly can, right?
Exactly, for sure.
Yeah. So Doug, I do this segment on the show called The Real You. So it's 3 questions that I ask my guests so we can get to know you a little bit better. Nothing with your professional career as far as your music. I won't get into your business too much, so nothing like that. So they're fun questions. So I always tell people, just kind of think outside of the box. Nothing hard about these questions, I don't think. So my first question is, tell me something that you're no longer afraid of.
Oh boy, something I'm no longer afraid of. Well, that's a tough one. Probably the fear of rejection when you put music out. When you first start putting music out, you want everybody to like it. And then you realize really quick that not everyone's going to like what you do. It's just the fact of, you might like strawberry ice cream, he likes butterscotch, whatever. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just we're all different. And that took a while to get over that. So now it's like I put the music out. I enjoy it. I like what I do. I'm my own worst critic. By the time something gets recorded and put out, I've beat myself up 100 times and redone it and done whatever. Not just for my own standards to make sure it's there, but it's more the fear that I don't expect everyone to like it. I'm okay with that. So, right. It should be something more like claustrophobia or fear of heights and all that. It's not. I wish it was. I'm still afraid of heights. I'm still claustrophobic. So,
right. So, yeah. So, it's one of those fun questions. And, it's like, when people ask me, what am I no longer afraid of? I was like, I used to be afraid of heights.
I still am.
But you know what the weirdest thing about me, Doug, is I love roller coasters.
Yeah.
And as afraid as I am, my friends ask me, but you go to the first seat of the car.
Oh man.
And I'm like, it's like that's so weird. So I have a fear of heights.
You say to get over your fear, you're supposed to do something like that to face your fear and get over it. Right. Like I'm not a big fan of snakes, and probably the best thing to be is just grab a snake, hold it, whatever. I'll probably be okay with it. I just don't want, there's certain things, but I wish that I didn't have the fear of heights or be claustrophobic. I really wish I didn't have those two. It is what it is. So
it is what it is. Yeah. So on my bucket list, I do want to. Is it bungee jump? I do want to try that.
No, I'm okay on the bridge. I don't need to jump over with an elastic band on my ankles. I'm okay with that. I'll cheer you on though. If you want to do that, I'll cheer you on.
And zip line. Zip line is on there too.
That looks like fun to me. I could do that. That'd be fun.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can do that, right? Hey, everybody. I see people in the comments. Happy Monday. So, Jug, my second question is, what is the best thing that someone has ever done for you? And it doesn't have to be, gave you $1 million or anything. Or can you think of something that somebody's ever done for you? I think Doug is frozen. I think he has frozen, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to wait till Doug pops back in the room, everybody. Hello, Alpha. Hello, Castella. Zorba. I see that. Hey, Ron, Colleen. He is frozen. Right. I see Doug is frozen, so maybe he can pop up and come back in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday to you. I'm Jazzie K Ward. There he is.
And just when I thought I had the glitch, I was using my wife's office. I thought we had the glitches all worked out.
You know what, Doug? Hey, it's technology. It's live. It happens. And you just keep it moving. No stress with that at all.
It's all good.
No. So I don't know if you heard my second question, but it was, what's the best thing someone has ever done for you?
It's funny. I mean, there's been many things. Many things, but I have to say, my wife saying yes and marrying me.
Oh, wow.
We just have an awesome relationship. I couldn't imagine her not being there. We've been just great friends we just had our anniversary yesterday, 17 years.
Oh, wow.
So that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. So for her, it was all good.
Okay. And another question is there anything, is it any one thing or something that changed you?
Um, I think getting a little bit older. I think getting a little bit older, watching my dad get older. I mean, he passed about 10 years ago, but seeing that and it really puts in perspective about what's important, what's not important. That probably really changed in terms of just knowing, what's really important, what's not.
Really? I love
And
that.
I think that still ties into like not worrying so much whether people like your music or not or whatever. Just like you realize
Right.
what's really important. I mean, the old say and the old cliches started coming to life. Like if you have your health, you have everything.
Right.
Nothing truer than that. I mean, if you got a roof over your head and you have some friend, whatever, it's all good. So I think it was that. I think just the getting a little bit older and seeing a lot of life and watching my dad and stuff. It puts things in perspective. And you go, okay. I'm not getting heavy. I'm not trying to depress people, but it's all in a good way. And my dad had a good long life. He was 85, 84, so it was all good. He had a good life.
Right. Well, what a blessing. And at the end of the day, you know what? Life is too short, Doug.
Oh, it really is.
Life is. I saw that, especially when the pandemic came. Just my whole perspective, and I can agree with you. As getting older, your perspective on a lot of things change.
Oh, sure.
You care less about what people think, what they care about, what they say. Life is a gift. It's a precious gift. And hey, my aunt would always say, you have to keep on keeping on.
That's right. That's
You
right.
have to keep on keeping on. But again, happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife. I saw her earlier. I had the opportunity of meeting her earlier, y'all. Y'all didn't see her, but I met her backstage. Such a pretty lady. And happy anniversary to you both.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah. So again, there's a lot of people in the room. Hey, Tars. Hey, Zorba, Colleen. Again, our special guest tonight is saxophonist Doug Jones is hanging out with us tonight. So, Doug, I wanted to ask you this. When we talk about jazz, jazz is in everything from gospel to rock to pop to soul music. But let me ask you this. Why should people care about jazz music?
Well, I mean, again, it's the true American art form. I mean, really, when you think about what's truly American, jazz is truly American. I mean, its roots are all over from African music to French music. It's all over, but it really is a true American art form. And like any art form, there's many divisions of it, whether it be smooth jazz, straight ahead jazz, there's just so many different forms. And what I love about like up here in Connecticut, we have the Hartford Jazz Fest every summer. I think you said was Will Prince? He was signed in? I thought you said his name.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Will's playing Hartford Jazz this summer, and great sax player. But when you go to that festival, there's Latin jazz, there's smooth jazz, there's straight ahead jazz, there's maybe sometimes big band jazz. There's so many things that it is so important. It's just and it's such a creative art form. Whatever form you and again, there's no right or wrong answer because people will say, well, why do you play smooth contemporary jazz? Because that's what speaks to me. I tell my students that too. I said, you have to play music that speaks to you, that really hits your soul, your heart. And I love all music, but for something about smooth contemporary jazz, and I'm going back to Grover Washington, David Sanborn, Tom Scott. I mean, some of the original guys that kind of soul jazz or whatever. I just love that stuff. I could listen to it all day. But I'll still be working on Charlie Parker licks and all kinds of crazy stuff when I'm practicing. It's just for me what I want to play, what I want to listen to is more like smooth contemporary jazz. But it's just such an important art form. And I really got it during the pandemic last year. I'm a public school teacher. I teach instrumental music. And so one of the things I do, I couldn't teach instrumental music. So I was making videos, what they call the opt-out kids, the kids that stayed home. They wanted education. So I was putting together videos every week for the opt-out kids, from everything from the science of music to the history of music to you name it. But one thing I wanted them to hear is all the different forms of music out there that I knew they weren't hearing. You know, you turn on the radio and it's Justin Bieber 5 times in an hour. Nothing wrong with Justin Bieber. It's just saying that there's so much other music out there. And I wanted the kids to hear Latin music. I wanted to hear, you know, Miles Davis. I wanted them to hear Chris Bodie. I wanted them to hear, you know, there's just so many artists. I try to really get in from reggae to blues to you name it, to cover all the different areas that they probably wouldn't hear otherwise, you know, and it all ties back to jazz, whatever those roots are coming from. So,
I mean, I love that. And I wanted to ask you, you know, going back a little bit, Doug, you growing up, did you hear a lot of jazz in your home from your parents? What kind of music did you play growing up?
You know, I did not hear a lot. My dad was a violinist, so I heard a lot of classical music, a lot of opera. My mom played saxophone. She was a music ed major when she was a kid, but I never really heard her play saxophone much. But I got her saxophone. That's how I started out. She said, well, you want to play an instrument? Here's a saxophone. And luckily it stuck. I liked it and really enjoyed it. But I think I was listening more to the radio. It was more like rock and roll and rhythm and blues. I remember I was in a band when I was 19, and the guys in the band were all older. They were in their 30s, whatever. And they started talking about James Brown and stuff. And this time I'm going, who's that? I didn't know this. So I said, I got to educate myself. I need to find out James Brown. I need to know, you know, all these different players and all these different people, you know, whoever it was. So really, and that was a good age too, because you could turn the radio on, you could hear B.B. King, then you could hear the Rolling Stones, and you could hear all these, and it wasn't formatted yet, you know, it was like really pretty diverse. So it wasn't until later on, it was like the Rolling Stones had a sax player going, oh, that's cool. And then it was like from there going, oh, then he was influenced by this guy. Oh, and here's David and it was really when I heard David Sanborn, that was like, this light went off. And I went, that's how I want to play it right there. That's, you know, and then you find out his influence was Hank Crawford, who played with Ray Charles. And you find out, you know, so it's just this bubble kind of opens up, which is really great.
Oh, okay. That's great. Hey, that is awesome, Doug. Thank you for sharing that. And hey, everybody, I see people, Will Prince said, great answer, Doug. Again, if you have a question or comment for our guest. So what I would like to do, we're going to take a short break. And Doug, we're going to have more conversation with you. And Doug is going to play something for us. So don't go anywhere. Don't go too far, everyone. Continue to keep it locked right here at Artist Talk. And we're going to be right back right after this.
Distance yourself from negative chatter. It's just noise and none of it matters. The world is yours. Don't be defined. Free your mind. It's your time to shine. The world is yours. You come so far, don't stop now. You'll succeed some way, somehow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jazzie K Ward. If you didn't know that, shame on you. I have some great news about Artist Talk. You can now catch Artist Talk on the Roku network on the Inside Indie Artist channel with Lisa Marie Williams. That's right. There are going to be other filmmakers, musicians, artists, and much more, where you're going to receive that same informative and entertaining conversation. Now, if you don't join the Inside Indie Artist channel, shame on you. You can find more information below. Thank you so much for your support.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm Jazzie K Ward. Our special guest is international recording artist, multi-instrumentalist, Mr. Doug Jones is with us tonight. And before Doug, there's a question from Marianne. She said, what is your mouthpiece reed setup?
I use a Berg Larson metal mouthpiece. It's a 95/2 with a Rico Select Jazz 2.5 hard reed. And yeah, it works for me. Marianne's a sax player also. Marianne's from Connecticut. She's a saxophone player.
Oh, that's Marianne.
And again, that's one of those things too, you know, I mean, when you get into sax players, or the nerd talks come, you know, and I mean that in a good way. We all get these websites, and I do too. I eat this stuff up. I want to know what someone's using and all that. I've been using the same mouthpiece for about 30 years. I never changed it. Just same horn forever, same mouthpiece, same complicated. I guess that's
yes,
it is complicated.
I was going to ask you, Doug, it's like when you say all those numbers, that's so foreign to me. It's like with the mouthpiece numbers and it's this. So can you break that down just a little bit?
Well, you know what it is? You get what works and you stick with it. That's a simple answer. You get what works and stick with it, whatever it is, and just make it work for you. You
Gotcha.
know, now Marianne, you're just a happy sax player. Yeah, but she's always coming out. She's very supportive, and her husband's a composer, also a piano player and
Oh, wow.
composer. Yeah, and they're
Okay.
awesome people. Very nice.
Oh, wow.
And Tom is too. Tom.
So, Doug, I'm so excited. Can you tell us what you're going to play for us?
I'm going to do a song from a CD I had out called Crossing Lines. Song's called 1979.
1979. And I play that.
You
on
did?
WBAS Saturday Jazz Affair at Alabama
Yep.
State University. I love that song. So,
thanks.
whenever you are ready, Doug, you can take it away.
All right, let me get ready. Hope my reed didn't dry out. We'll find out. Here's some squeaking and stuff. You know it did. So
Here we go, ladies.
One-man band set up here.
Okay. So everybody, make sure you go ahead and share the video, share the live, and share the love. Recording artist Doug Jones, and this is 1979. And this is from his Crossing Lines CD. So make sure you go over to DougJonesJazz.com. Get the CD.
All right.
Make sure you purchase his music. you hear that, Jazz? 1979. I mean, Doug, I mean, you were playing that like, whoa. Wow.
Was coming across okay? Did it sound okay from your side?
Oh, it was magnificent. You are amazing. That's why Doug Jones has that it factor. I was going to ask you, also, was 1979 a good year for you?
That was the year I wrote that song. Of course, that's giving away a lot about age and everything, but still high schoolish. So actually, that was a band, one of the first bands I played with, a club band, and we had a song, and the song was actually called "Dancing Feet." It had lyrics and everything. It's a song I wrote, and I was coming through looking for some tunes. And I said, I always liked that song. It was back then. We didn't do much with it. I said, I'm gonna kind of rewrite it, do kind of a smooth contemporary jazz version of it. So I was kind of pleased how it came out. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. I love that. And I was going to ask you, and I know Doug has several projects like Crossing Lines, Secrets, Top Down, Shades of Gray, Heart and Soul, and also your song Almost Summer spent 9 weeks on the smooth jazz top charts, 30 charts, right?
Yeah, that did pretty well. It was a lot of fun. That was funny because one of those songs where the radio promoter picked out 2 other songs to run first. I kept going, what about Almost Summer? What about Almost Summer? You're like, oh yeah. So we finally did Almost Summer. It finally did really well. It charted and did pretty well. So I guess in that case, I did know what I was talking about.
Okay.
So
I love it.
I also have a Christmas CD also.
Oh yeah, the Christmas CD. So everybody, make sure you go over to DougJonesJazz.com. And can they get physical copies? Because I was getting texts and people was like, do you still have physical copies?
Oh, yeah, still physical copy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm one of those. Christmas CD was a lot of a funny story with that. I had a singer I worked with forever, and he was one of the best singers I ever worked with, and he's out in Vegas. And I kept saying, hey, Ray, it's an instrumental Christmas album. I have this one vocal tune, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, the Christmas song. Classic, and I just knew he was going to kill this. And I said, all right. And he kept going, I'm sick. I have allergies or whatever. So I finally woken up a panic, and I'm looking around, and I finally find Joel Kibble from Take 6.
Oh, yeah.
With the singer's at. So he actually sang the song on my CD. I got him to sing the song, and he just like.
Maybe we can find that. I love Christmas. I will play Christmas music in April, May, June, July.
Oh, yeah.
And I just love Christmas music.
Well, that was one of those projects too. I just wanted to get it right because I said, "What's the one thing my kids will still play someday?" And probably a Christmas CD. And I really put a lot of heart and soul into that. And I had 2 friends, that got Rick Hanville and Troy Slocum. The 2 of us all got together. We really went to town on this one. Just said, "Let's do something that our kids will play someday." Right. And that one I'm pretty proud of. I just really liked how it came out, and it was just icing on the cake to have Joel sing on it too. He just killed it in a great way.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. He's awesome.
yeah, he's a great singer.
We love Take 6. So hey everybody, don't forget to go over to DougJonesJazz.com. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with our health and wellness segment with Dr. Graham. We're going to give Doug a little break. He just played us it's just like live, up close and personal, and we're going to have our health tip from Dr. Graham right here on Health and Wellness. I'm Jazzie K Ward, and you're watching Artist Talk.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Everybody, hey, Dr. Graham.
Hey, that was phenomenal.
He's awesome, isn't he, Dr.
Yeah. Got to check him out. Got to support.
I was going to say, Dr. Graham, in the ER, you all need to add Doug Jones to music in there.
In the OR is a little different, but OR we absolutely can.
OR.
Yes, we can add him onto our playlist as well. Absolutely.
Right, because music is healing, isn't it?
It really is, and it makes the day go by. So you got good music, you can kind of just work right through whatever you got to work through. It's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing.
It is, and I see people, and if you don't have his CD, Dr. Graham, you need to get his CD. I see Tom Lurum said everybody buy Doug Jones CD now.
If not, shame on you.
Shame on you. That's shame on you. So, Dr. Graham, how was your weekend? What's our health tip for the week? I've been so excited.
Oh, my weekends are always too short, but you know how that goes. So this week we're going to talk about nails. You know, a lot of diseases are indicative if you look at your nails. You can tell a lot by someone's nails. So if you look at the nail bed and if their nails are pale in color, that could be linked to things like congestive heart failure, anemia, liver diseases, malnutrition. If your nail beds are white, and I'm not talking about the little white things here, but if your nail bed is completely white and you have some dark ridges, that could be linked to liver disease or hepatitis. Now, don't freak out because right now hepatitis can be actually cured certain forms. So go to the doctor. Those yellow nails that are rigid and brittle and really, really yellow, that's a fungus.
Wow.
Remember, that's contagious too. You can pass that on to someone else. Direct contact. If your kids sleep in the bed with you, if your husband's in the bed or wife in the bed, you can actually pass on that nail fungus to them as well. Then you have those nails that may be like a little bluish in color. That's lung issues. That means you can have emphysema. You're not getting enough oxygen throughout your body, and your nails are turning a little bit blue. Then there's those nails. If you feel your nail, it should not have rips or ridges or pits in them. That can be linked to psoriasis or different types of forms of inflammatory arthritis. Okay. Cracked nails or split nails. Sometimes you have the nails that'll be so cracked and split bad, they'll be like layered. That is linked to thyroid disease, believe it or not. Now, look at your nail beds. If the area around your nails are red, puffy, and really inflamed, that could be linked to lupus or any type of connective tissue disorder. So check that out. Now, this is the scariest one. I don't know if you can see in my nail, there's like a black line there.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get a really, really dark line. For me, that's just hyperpigmentation. Us people that have melanin, you can have that. That's normal. But if that line is super, super black and it grows, that can be skin cancer, melanoma. So get that checked out. And last but not least, you know, we talked about mental health. So those little stubby nails that we bite and chew, anxiety. So get those things checked out. Remember, your body is going to maintain itself. It's going to take care of the brain first, then the heart second. So it takes away from things that are furthest away. So your nails and your feet and your hands are going to suffer first if you have any chronic disease. So get checked out. Go to the doctor and not Dr. Google. Okay, we don't have to Dr. Google. We go to the doctor and we get physically checked. Okay, but check those things out. That's why when you go get those pedicures and manicures, you got to watch it too, because that nail fungus can travel through those things if they don't clean that stuff properly.
Okay, that's great.
Just saying. Yeah,
I love it, Dr. Graham. And you're also a life coach, and let people know how they can contact you too.
My email is there, Dr. Graham, DrGraham at theapplife.info. And if you guys want to hear a certain topic, shoot me an email. We can talk about that as well. You know?
And I always love to ask you the book behind you. What's the book behind you?
Oh, that's my lovely girl, Nia the Journey. We always talk about germs, getting rid of germs. Learning starts with the kids and it starts at home. And Jazzie, I was thinking about you this weekend. So what did I do? Just to give you guys a little bit teasers, because he does have his t-shirt, Shame on You. But we're going to add this to Jazzie's collection.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Grab those shirts. And if you want to talk to Jazzie, he'll make those available to you. You can order directly from him, and we'll talk about that soon.
Okay. And real quick, we have a question.
Yes.
Someone says, is there a natural way to treat fungus?
It depends. You got to see how bad the fungus is. If it's just starting, tea tree oil is a great thing to put on nail fungus to kind of get ahead of it. But if it's far gone, there are medications you have to take. And do soak baths. If you're going to soak in tea tree oil, natural tea tree oil, no byproducts. That and some hot water will help a whole lot.
All right. Great information. Check out Dr. Graham at theapplife.info. Are you also on Instagram too, right?
Yes, Dr. Graham, or I'm sorry, Dr. Shawnee, DrShony 0730 on all my platforms.
Okay. Again, Dr. Graham, thank you so much. I hope you can stick around for the remainder of the show.
Of course, I love this great music. I sure will.
Thank you so much, Dr. Graham. We'll see you next week on the show.
I'll be here with you guys. Take care.
All right. You too.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Hey, thank you so much, Dr. Graham. Doug Jones, did you learn anything from the health tip?
think we were all looking at our fingernails. I think we're all looking down, going, "Wait a second."
Right. I was over here like, okay, no, I don't think I have anything.
I was saying, like, what is that?
What is that? I have to say, I was also one of those Dr. Googles. You know, you'll log onto the internet and you'll just go to your doctor. You know, a lot of people are afraid to go to. Yeah. But I always tell Dr. Graham, she said she loves jazz music. And in the OR, when they have operations, they always play music and they love to play jazz music. And so that's what she said. Well, we're going to have to add Doug Jones, right?
I like that. I like that.
You know, in the OR. And I'm sure, you know, Doug, I have to ask you this. Doug Jones, the senator, do you get a lot of, there's a senator by the name also of Doug Jones.
There's a Doug Jones from Alabama, and then there's the Doug Jones, the horror movie actor, you know, and then there's the baseball player. And like, I thought about changing my name sometimes. I go, I can't get a break. People, I can't find you on YouTube. There's a senator, there's a baseball player, there's whatever. I go, I'm there, you know.
That's right. Right. And yeah, I see other comments for Dr. Graham. Dr. Graham, there's other people asking him some comments about that. Good evening to you, Whittington Steele. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have to ask Doug this because his name is it's a very common name. Very, very common name. And I forgot about the baseball player too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So when we were talking about your music and your latest song is Top Down. Yeah. Or is that the latest CD?
Well, tonight's the latest one. Top Down was a couple CDs ago.
A couple of CDs ago. So tonight, did you write that?
I did, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So who were some other producers or other artists that you worked with on that project?
Well, that one year I did, that one again was pandemic time. So I was in the basement in my studio doing all the stuff myself. I was writing everything, doing everything. And then a good friend of mine, the guy Al Taylor from Waterbury, Waterbury. Right. And Al does, he's a DJ on CD 101. He's got his Act Jam, all these things. And he's really good friends with Chris Big Dog Davis. And right. For years, he keeps going, you got to work with Chris. You know, Chris is, you know, you really should work with him. I said, hook up with him, you know. And I saw him down in, Maryland one time at the DC Jazz Fest in June. And I read, you know, there's literally 20,000 people. I'm walking through, there's Al. I go, how do we run into each other? But again, we talked about it. So finally, I hooked up with Chris Davis. Chris is another one. If you look up Chris Davis, there's a million. So he's Chris Big Dog Davis. I think I need to come up something like that too, you know, and in between. But again, but we hooked up with Chris, and then Chris, you know, said, let's do something together. So he sent me some tracks, and then I put some melody on top, and I put all these different parts, and we kind of put it together. And so that was the latest one, you know. So that was the only time I've done that. But I'm gonna do it again. So wow. Yeah.
I want to check out I think we have another video of a performance of you performing somewhere. I was trying to, if my producer, if you're ready, let me know when you're ready. I wanted to show another performance from Doug Jones. But before we get into that, Doug, I mean, did you ever visualize this being your life, this recording artist? Did you ever visualize that?
I think maybe, I don't know if I visioned, I hoped it, you know, I think, but I envision more as being the side guy, you know, the sax player side guy playing in rock and roll bands and whatever. And then a couple bands I was in, we came really close to record deals and it didn't work out, you know. Yeah. So finally I said, I'm going to be the lead singer on saxophone. I'm going to write my own stuff, you know, so I'll kind of control my fate more. And that kind of evolved from there. So out of a couple failed, like, you know, projects that came really close to record deals, I said, I'm going to do my own thing and never look back. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, okay. It's one of those things I'll do until I'm 95 if I'm able to. I'll keep playing and recording and doing whatever. You know, it's never work. And again, they say the best job is one that doesn't feel like work. You know, and that's one for sure.
Great. So I think we're ready. We're going to check out a performance. Mr. Producer, are we ready for that, sir? We're going to check out a performance from Mr. Doug Jones here. I think we are ready. Okay. a little snippet there, y'all. It's some bad weather here in Alabama, but I wanted to show a little snippet. So if we have time, we'll come back and play it. So where were you performing at, Doug, in that video?
Well, that one was a local one. A friend of mine's doing a TV show where he's doing bands come on and play. But that stuff we've been playing forever, the song Georgia. And I remember I went down to Venezuela. Oh my gosh, I went down there about 3 or 4 times. And the last time I was a featured artist, it was the Valencia International Jazz Fest.
Oh, right.
And so I went down there, and I didn't know I was a headliner on Saturday night. No one told me that. And so we couldn't go on until the governor showed up. But I went down there and I met the band that morning. So we went through it. I kept going, all right, what's a song they'll probably relate to? I was like, they probably know Georgia. And so we played Georgia down there. And of course, all the guys on stage have charts. And we're on top of this huge rooftop, and there's thousands of people out in front of us. And this windstorm comes out of no place. So the guys' charts are blowing across the stage, and we're hanging on for dear life. I'm playing with guys I never played with before. And to make matters worse, on the way to the airport, on the way down, I had dropped my saxophone in the case, and the saxophone was broken. And so I had to find this guy, and he was in the barrio. He used piano wires to keep the keys open. I mean, again, I won't get too technical, but he basically said, if you hit that wire, it's over, So I'm playing on this rooftop in front of thousands of people playing Georgia, knowing that if I hit this wire wrong, I'm done, So that was a nerve, but yeah. So that's this little story behind Georgia, but it's still one of my favorite songs to play. It's one of my favorite songs to play.
I love that song, and we have a question. And Gerald says, "Have you ever worked with Dave Koz? You have a similar style."
Never worked with Dave Koz, but I love Dave Koz. I love the way he plays. He's just a great player, great sound. Love the way that guy plays. So thank you, very complimentary. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a big fan.
Do you remember when you first heard your music on the radio?
Yeah, it was oh my gosh, it was going way back. It was a song called The Edge. It was one of the first CDs I did. And I remember just driving on the road one day, and I was like, whoa, that was just just hearing your song. I think one of my favorite times is my daughters were little, and I had just been a divorced dad, my girls, and we get in the car, I turn it on, and they always want to hear my music. And I thought I left the CD, and I go, and they go, oh, and they go, Daddy, it's the radio. And so talk about a hero moment for your kids to have your music playing when you get in the car on the radio. Right. I look pretty good that day to my daughters,
I love it. And think about it. The dad is recording artists, you have your CDs. That's something that they can share not only with themselves, but your grandkids, their kids. And music is timeless. And it's timeless. It lives on forever. And I always tell people it's healing. Music is so therapeutic. And I think a lot of times with the pandemic, when people go through things, the mind, body, and soul, it's healing. So I wanted to ask you, what does music heal you from?
Everything. I can literally, the best moments of my life, I'm on stage, and the guys you saw in the video there, we've been playing together forever. We go way back. We've known each other. We like each other's company. We're good friends. As I'm on stage, the band is into it, whatever, and I'm completely lost. I'm in a zone. When you talk about the zone, when I'm in the zone playing, and I know the guys, they know where I'm going. I don't have to think about it. They have my back. And I can just play, and there's nothing else. And even now, I could work all day, come home whenever I get my saxophone out, start playing. I'm not thinking about anything else. It's just a whole nother level, and I feel so much better on the other side.
Yeah, I was going to ask you too, Doug, being in this business, and I know a lot of people like camera action. They think it's an easy business. What's been some of the challenges? If you could share, just maybe getting your music heard, and a lot of people, should they get in it for the money? Some people say,
never. You never. If you're doing it for the money, you're in the wrong business. For one, it's the wrong thing. It's like, again, I would do this for free. If no one would pay me, I'd still play. I'd still go out. It's never been about the money. It's a heartless, thankless business. But I love it. But some of the nicest people I met have been in this business too. But it's a heartless business. And for me, the hardest part was when I was just a full-time musician, and I did that for 20 years. If it were snowstorms, you got canceled. You didn't get paid. or something happened. That was the way it was. And then I eventually became a public school teacher. I teach instrumental music in the school systems, and that gave me more freedom to really focus on my music, which was great. But it's a tough, no, you don't want to do this for, no. And you got to do it because you really love it, and there's nothing else you'd rather do. That's really what it comes down to. Right. We've had the great gigs, and we've had a couple friends of mine, we laugh. And we opened up for the band Steppenwolf years ago. I don't know if you remember the band Steppenwolf.
Never heard of it.
They had a song called Magic Carpet Ride, whatever. But we didn't know. We thought they were an oldies band. It turns out, it's like the whole place was filled with bikers, and nothing wrong with bikers. I have some friends who are bikers, but they're in the front row. There's like 30 of them telling us we're number one with their hands, well, before we even got on stage, they didn't ask an opening act. And then they started throwing stuff at us. So we had bottles and cans. I just grabbed my horns and walked, But then you have the great gigs like in Venezuela, or there's been so many amazing ones that just, and again, I would do it again. If someone said you're going to go back in time, I would do it again. I'd raise my hand and say, oh, I'm here,
That's right. All right. So like Whittington said, it's your passion that you do well and most effortlessly. That's happening. So it has to come from the heart too, because it will show in your performances, whether you're a vocalist, instrumentalist, it will show if it's not in your passion and in your heart.
Yeah, I would say too, there could be two people in the audience. I'm going to play as hard as if there were 1,000 or 10,000. I'm going to play just as hard for those two people as I would for 1,000 or more. It's just about, moving whoever's there, and there's nothing more when someone comes up to you afterwards and said, you move, or someone has tears in their eyes saying that really moved me, and you go, holy cow, I did my job. I moved someone, I made someone happy. It is something that made their life a little bit better, and at the end of the day, if someone hears one of my songs and they're in a better place for it, I did my job. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I love that song, Shades of Grey. And what I want to ask you now, Doug, is I would love for you to play a little bit of something else for us. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. I thought about it. I was thinking about what to play. And I said, all right, it's Monday night. It's a little bit later. Hopefully people are having some wine or whatever their favorite beverage is and whatever. And I said, all right. This is something I wrote.
Green tea. I'm having green tea, y'all.
Okay, green tea. Well, that's all good, too. I said maybe keep it a little bit mellow. I want to do a song from my very first CD. It's called Heart and Soul.
Heart and Soul.
And I thought I'd do this. Well, this one, whenever my wife is present, I always dedicate this song to her. So I know she's in the other room watching, and that's our anniversary yesterday. So I want to dedicate this song to her, Heart and Soul.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Doug Jones, and this is Heart and Soul. Don't forget, go to DougJonesJazz.com right now by the sound of my voice. For those who watch the replay, go and support this amazing guy. His music is amazing. And buy a CD, share a gift with someone too. I believe that. Sharing is caring. So Doug, whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right.
Whoa. Doug,
For that.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this green tea up and I'm going to get me some wine, put on the Doug Jones CD, because it was so smooth. It was just so smooth. And I was going to actually, and I know we're almost out of time, everybody. And I try to stay on a script, and I never stay on like I'm supposed to. My producer was like, okay, you need to wrap it up. But it's like, when you're playing, Doug, what kind of headspace do you go into? Do you get lost into the music sometimes when you're playing like that?
Oh yeah. You go. It definitely. The only word I can think of is zone. When people talk about they go into a zone, you definitely just when you talk about you're just feeling the notes and feeling everything, just feeling the space and I love when we play that live, because the band is with me and I can really take that end out, and they take it low, they can take back. And it really is. It's a spiritual feeling. That's what Bobby just said. It's a very spiritual feeling when you go there. It's just a very special place, but it's nice. I mean, I'm so thankful I had the ability to do that. So, I'd love to play one of your songs.
Oh yeah, Whittington Steele. She's an amazing.
Oh yeah, we've been Facebook friends for many years, and I see all the stuff she's up to, and you just let me know. Just let me know. Contact me.
That's right. Everybody, make sure you go to DougJonesJazz.com. And I don't think I have that particular. I need to play that song more on the radio. I need to play that song, Heart and Soul. I don't play that one that often, but I'm going to start playing that one again, Doug.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I love that. Hey, Doug. And so, Doug, let everybody know what's. Do you have anything coming up? Shows? Anything you can tell us about?
We've got a bunch of little things here and there, whatever. But I am going to be part of the Brass City Jazz Festival in oh my gosh, when is it? August. I don't know who's on the bill yet. I know I'm on the bill. That's all I know so far. But it's Al Taylor's putting it on, and he's an awesome guy. He's really great. So the last one he did before the pandemic, it was Paula Atherton. It was Althea Renee, Marianne Meadows. It was a great lineup. So I think this one's going to be a really strong lineup too. But I knew because he posted already, so I know I was allowed to say it because he posted already. So I'll be at that one in August. And then seeing whatever else comes up along the way, and I'll be working on new music in the meantime.
Oh wow! Like Kat Taylor, my friend Kat Taylor, the beautiful Kat Taylor. She said the song was hypnotizing. It had me in a zone. It had a whole vibe to it, Doug. That song was amazing. So do you ever do like live performances on your social media pages?
No, I haven't done that because so many people were doing that. I said, I didn't want to get lost in the crowd because a lot of people were doing that. Not that I wouldn't do it, but it's just fun when I do the videos or live performance. Live performance is everything. I love it. Love it. So And unfortunately, like we said when we talked yesterday, I mean, Connecticut's not a great place for what we do, you know?
Right.
So a lot of the playing is either outside the area or for the few things that happen here, you know? It's all good, but yeah.
So, you know, Greg, Doug, I want to ask you this before I let you go. 10 years from now, somebody Googles you, and I know it's going to say this. It's going to say Doug Jones, Grammy and nominated jazz artist. What else do you want that to say about who Doug Jones is?
Good guy, good father, good friend.
Yeah.
Still out there doing it, kicking it, you know, better than ever. Hopefully playing better, writing better songs, whatever. You know, I mean, the goal for me is always to try to just keep improving, whatever, you know, physically, spiritually, musically, and they all go together. I mean, it's not like one's without the other. It's like they all come together and they all build. So hopefully that's what they would say. It's like, wow, he's still out there doing it and better than ever. You know, hopefully that's my goal to get even better. Keep working and working.
But just keep working. That's right. And I meant to say Grammy winner.
There,
I just caught what I said. Grammy winner, ladies and gentlemen, Doug Jones. And real quick before I let you go, Doug, I do this shame on you. So I ask people to do the shame on you, and they can win a special little surprise from me. And if you haven't, do the hashtag shame on you. And my producer back there, I know we were way past our time, but that's okay. Make sure you do that, and we're going to see who's the lucky winner of a little token from me, Jazzie. I appreciate everyone, their support. I appreciate you supporting the artists that come on this platform. And tonight, Doug Jones, please go to DougJonesJazz.com and let them know. Is that the best place to get your music?
That's probably the best place. I mean, there's still all the sources like Amazon and iTunes and Apple and all that, but all the links are on my website too. So if you go to that'll weed out all the other Doug Joneses that are out there. So if you go to my website and click one of the links to whatever it is, it's me. It's not the other 100 Doug Joneses out there. So it'll be right to whatever, you know, my stuff is, and, you know, news and contact information, all that good stuff.
Wow. I love it. That's right. DougJonesJazz.com. So again, shame on you for not saying the winner, Jazzie. We're about to do the shame on you. I think we're ready to do that. So don't forget to do the hashtag shame on you, and we're going to see who the the lucky winner is, Bobby. That's right. Shame on me for doing that, right? Thank you so much, Whittington. So I think we're ready to do that. Chef D, our producer, thank you so much. Another great show. So here we go. Miss Sandra Blakely. Congratulations, Sandra. If you would send me your information, your address and all that, Sandra, I will make sure you get your special surprise from me, Jazzie K Ward. Again, Doug, any final words you want to say before you go? I just want to say before that, thank you so much for your gift, sharing your gift with us tonight. Anything I can continue to do to support your music, I'm in your corner, and I just love all your music.
I really appreciate it. And again, thanks for having me on tonight. I mean, I love your Saturday shows. I always catch that. And you do so much for all of us that, you know, do this smooth contemporary jazz. It's just people like you that keep us going. So I really want to say thank you to you and for being such a nice guy, you know, for being a great guy. So really appreciate that.
You're so welcome. You're welcome. Hey, my friend Tony Wall. Everybody, don't forget, go to DougJonesJazz.com. And Doug, can you hang out for about 2 minutes for me?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody, that's DougJonesJazz.com. I mean, crossing lines, secrets, top down, shades of gray. You heard him play Heart and Soul. Don't forget, check out his Christmas album. I thought we were going to have enough time to play a song from the Christmas CD. Go get his Christmas CD. It's amazing. Go get all of his music. DougJonesJazz.com. K Ward Radio. Make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel, as well as KWardRadio.com is the website. Any artist that would like to be featured on the show, you can mail me your music. You can email me all that. If you would like to support the show, Jazzie K Ward is my Cash App, PayPal. No gift is too small. Thank you all so much. Each and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12, a Saturday Jazz Affair on WVAS 90.7 Alabama State University. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you again, our special guest, Doug Jones, Dr. Chantel Graham, The App Life. Make sure you check out Near the Germinator. Great book. You need to get the book. It's not just for kids, it's for adults too. Everybody can learn. I see Deb coming in the room, Tania. Thank you so much, Colleen, Gerald, Tony Walk, everybody on the show. Thank you all so much. I'll see you next Monday right here on Artist Talk. And if you don't tune in, shame on you. Have a great weekend, everybody, okay? Rest
It's the Jazzie K Ward coming at ya.